Village of Broadview Municipal Chambers, 2350 South 25th Avenue. We need a roll call. Mr. Scalise?
Here.
Administrator Jones?
Here.
Mayor Thompson here. Mayor Rebo?
Here.
Trustee Mazzano?
Here. Yes.
Mazzano?
Yes. Close enough. Marzano.
Manager Brian? Barry, I'm sorry.
No, I'm here.
All right. Can we please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do we have any public comments? So I will ask this, let's say she wasn't attending the meeting this morning? Did she?
She did send an email out to people. I saw an email come through.
I didn't see the email. Did you, Mayor Rebo?
Let me double check. But I do not recall.
I don't remember. Here, let me look at an email sometime.
Oh, yes. Be in Cancun.
Okay, so
Unable
she on
to attend the
vacation.
Yes.
Okay, so, well, she can watch the recording and describe the minutes.
Correct.
But in her absence, when we get notified, Superintendent Barber, can we have your assistant come and scribe minutes for us and take care of the agenda for us? Okay, thank you. Next on the agenda is minutes from December 28th, 2023 special board meeting. I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second. Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next on the agenda is the monthly financial report for January 2024.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
Hope everybody is having a good new year. So as of December 31st, we currently have just under $7.5 million in cash and investments. Operating wise, the agency is operating at a $1.2 million surplus. Most of the reason for the surplus is the increase in water rates that we're putting into reserves for secondary transmission and for debt service. Other than that, a couple things that are going on. First and foremost, most of you all know my staff member, Chris. Chris has taken a full-time position with the city of LaGrange, and his last day will be next week, Monday. So I ask you to send a prayer for his wellness and his success there. I have advertised for a replacement, but until that time, I'll be continuing to do your work. Wesley has been made aware of this, and Chris has sat down with me and gone through all the different things he does for you guys, and I don't think it'll be that difficult to continue to do them in a timely manner. So there's that. Second thing is at the next meeting, the agency has to put together a paid leave for all policy. I would ask both villages to send your part-time paid leave for all policy to Wesley so that we can make sure that the policy we create is at least consistent with yours. If there's anything specific that you guys would like in this policy, if you could forward those requests to Superintendent Barber, we would appreciate it so that when we come to you with a proposal, it's something that is consistent.
Okay.
Okay?
So, that's it?
I'm good.
Thank you. So first of all, I want to say congratulations to Chris.
I will let you.
We wish him all the best in his endeavors, and hopefully if we have any questions during this period,
Chris
be
has agreed to
responsive
stay on and work, but again, Chris is my brother, so he can't get away from me that fast.
Okay.
Yeah. So he actually has agreed to stay on, and if there's things that I don't have time to finish, he agreed to work with me on the weekends.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
He's being really gracious. He's actually given me a month. So
Oh, that's
I've known
kind.
for a while. I was just hoping to have somebody, and then things happen.
Well, I wish you the best in your job search because we know it's hard finding good talent.
They reported out that to get an accountant, it's 60 to 90 days. And I'm like, think it's gonna be more than that, because
Might be.
it's just hard.
It is, well, I wish you the best in that.
Thanks.
And then as it relates to the Paid Lead Act, instead of sending it, the managers, instead of sending it to Wesley, send it directly to the attorney, so he can go over both, policies that's in place. Broadview has already, approved ours.
And there's a county policy for Cook County, and there's a state one, so, and we really don't have part-time employees.
We have one.
We have
Okay,
one.
you have one? Okay,
Yeah.
so you gotta figure out, which one you wanna operate under and what works for you.
Yeah.
We'll put it together as an amendment to your first.
But is it the county, we have an option to opt out of the county?
Yeah, as a municipality.
Right.
we do, yeah. We're kind of different as a intergovernmental cooperative, so to me, it's, you can look at the two, state and county, and figure out which one you want to comply with.
Mayor Rebo, have you all passed your Paid Lead?
Yes.
So I think it would be advantageous to look at the two municipalities and do it off of that.
Send it to me, and we'll get something on the books for you.
Or can the two managers collaborate to see where the difference is, and wherever that is, we create that policy instead of paying legal fees to do something the managers can do?
Yeah, make a recommendation. And we'll
Okay,
get it done.
yeah. So we'll get that done, and our recommendation will go to the attorney for the approval at the next regular board
It
meeting.
just hit me as I was updating people's schedules that we didn't do that here, and it just slipped all of our minds.
No, no worries, no stress. Thank you. Any other questions for Kelly?
I do not.
All right, thank you, Kelly.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda is new business. We don't have any. Old business, a status report on expansions of the water agency reservoir capacity at 10th Avenue Pump Station site and the 1 million gallon water reservoir project financing from water revenue bonds and refunding of IEPA loan. Jill? Can you come to the,
No update, but I do plan on meeting with Director Ames in the next, it's been kind of crazy over the holidays and snow and everything, so I will reach out to Director Ames and meet with him to talk about Broadview's usage and the potential and the need to increase the reservoir size.
okay, thank you. Next on the agenda is consideration and approval of the finance report as of January 25th, 2024. The check detail report for a period December 29, 2023 to January 25th, 2024 in the amount of $536,792.57. The check numbers are 17263 through 17298. I need a motion and a second.
So moved. Second.
Can I make a quick adjustment?
Yes.
We need to void and replace the check. Oh, sorry. We need to change the last check number to 17299 from 17298. We needed to void and replace one of the checks because an address was wrong.
Okay, thank you for that correction. So with the correction that the finance accountant has made, is 17263, voiding out 17298 and replacing it with 17299.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Any questions? All right, I need a roll call vote. Scalise?
Yes.
Ms. Jones?
Yes.
Mayor Thompson, yes. Mayor Rebo?
Yes.
Trustee Mazzano?
Yes.
Manager Bryant? Barry? I don't know why I want you to be Brian.
Hey, it starts with a B, so we're okay.
No, that's
Yes.
not cool with me. I gotta get it right. Thank you. That carries. Next on the agenda is consideration and approval of motion to approve and authorize the execution of the IMRF from 2.20 notice of appointment of authorized agent for the purposes of appointing Superintendent Wesley Barber as the IMRF authorized agent for the Broadview Westchester Joint Water Agency. Effective date is January 25th, 2024. I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second.
So we had this conversation at the last agency meeting as it relates to the IMRF authorization. Any questions or comments?
Who was the second?
Hearing none, I'll call for all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Consideration and approval of motion to waive the bidding process and approve quote dated January 17, 2024 from Zenigler Company for purchasing of specialty fixtures.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, let me get through this. The cost, the pressed concrete 20-inch spigot, 1 unit, and 24-inch bell, 1 unit, and the ductile iron 24-inch sleeves, 2 units, 24-inch mega lug pack, 4 units, and 24-inch DIWM ductile iron water main, 20 units, and freight costs, as a cost of $26,574.20. Now I need a motion and a second.
So moved. Second.
We'll do, any questions or comments?
I'm assuming we're waiving the no bid because the other two preferred is less capable of the project.
Attorney Jerusik, you want to answer that?
Yeah, well, we mentioned that the bid waiver was due to, the contractor performed the initial
Right.
temporary repair, so it
Okay.
makes sense
Thank
to
you.
use the same contractor to do the permanent repair. Also, your engineer indicated that, you know, the pricing was market competitive. And there's a lead time of 12 to 14 weeks, so those were all the issues that tied into using this contract.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, Mayor Rebo?
No, I was saying no.
Hearing none, I'll call for a roll call vote. Manager Barry?
Yes.
Trustee Mazzano?
Yes.
Mayor Rebo?
Yes.
Mayor Thompson, yes. Administrator Jones?
Yes.
And Mr. Scalise.
Yes.
Next on the agenda is the superintendent report.
Morning, Board.
Good morning.
I submitted my superintendent's report electronically. Also, I'd like to add to it, I'm currently waiting on the dehumidifier at the agency. It has failed again, so I'm waiting on a quote to get that diagnostic test done to see what's wrong with it.
Any questions for the superintendent or comments?
Yes, one comment, question related to the Pure Technologies GPS data you're waiting for. Is that something that was done recently, that they just need to compile the data? So they need to just regurgitate the data back to us? It's not something they have to put together? Okay. Thank you. Got it. We've worked with them. That's why I was asking if it was something that was a paid request or something they've already done. That's very good. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments for the superintendent?
I've got a question. Was the generator, is this the first time it failed? Is this a reoccurring issue or no?
Every few years.
Okay. Is that what it's rated at? Maybe, maybe
That's
not?
hit or miss.
Okay. All right.
But it is determined during maintenance, which is good, not during
Oh,
the
no,
real
absolutely.
use.
Absolutely agreed.
So I have a follow-up question to that generator. What's the life expectancy of a generator? Because then we can kind of gauge on when hiccups or something is going to happen.
Okay, well, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Gomez, but as long as we properly maintain it, it should last 20, 30 years.
So how old is the one that we currently have?
That one was put in place in 2013, the construction of the building.
So it's just a maintenance type thing of just things happen?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for that, Superintendent Barber. Any questions, any other questions or comments for the superintendent? Thank you, sir.
Thank you all.
Yes,
Thanks, Wes.
Attorney.
Can I just, something that can't give me, I received a notice that there was an alert regarding threats to water treatment plants. And I'll share this with Wes and Mr. Loomis. Cybersecurity Infrastructure Security Agency, it's an Illinois agency, is alerting community water supplies about increased cyber security threats to water and wastewater systems in Illinois. Cyber threat actors are targeting, I don't know if this is part of our system or the individual, it's called Unitronics Pump Vision Program of the Logic controllers associated with water systems. I know we've scattered, but I don't know if that vendor is part of our system, but if it is, apparently they had some I've passed it on to, I'm passing on all my clients that deal with water, and I'll just pass it on to you, and just report on that today, and I don't know if there's anything, but,
So I did include in my superintendent's report, I'm currently working with concentric integration. We had a situation to where we had a complete PLC communication failure, and then the primary and backup server was temporarily down. So and our manufacturer is Allen Bradley instead of Unitronics, but I'm gonna have a report from concentric integration on our discussions and what happened on that day.
Thank you. And so Attorney Jerusik, I know the Village of Broadview was made aware of that alert as well, and we share whatever we get with Wesley so that we have in the same dialogue. But as it relates to the security mechanism, as it relates, is this something to protect the infrastructure that we have? Is this something that we should have in closed session?
no, it's not, it's more of just an advisory and.
No, not the advisory. I'm talking about like at the level of what Wesley is talking about, failures and those types of things, because we record our meetings, and we don't want to become under attack because we giving out information that should be, within the entity for our knowledge to be aware of. That's my real concern, like when we have these dialogues, as it relates to advisory and making the public aware of the things that we see on a regular basis. Yeah, we want to be transparent with that, but when it comes to protecting the integrity of the infrastructure, should we have a closed session meeting to go into a more depth dialogue as it relates to the security of our infrastructure?
Absolutely, and there's a security exception to do that.
Exactly.
The question is, I think Wesley's report was more generic, mine was more generic and higher level. We're
Right.
not discussing how the breach happened, but if we do need to talk about systems and that kind of stuff, absolutely, there's an express exception.
Okay, so when we get the report from the consultant that we have, if it's something that we should go into closed session, we need to have it on the agenda so that we can have that discussion and not have it for a public discussion for the interest of the Broadview Westchester Water Agency integrity. Okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
That's all.
Okay, any other discussion for the board before we adjourn? Okay.
I would like to just say that I completely agree with what Mayor Thompson's saying. It is a situation that the Village of Westchester had to deal with, in that releasing information on what our computer infrastructure was of concern of me, which also brought us into executive session about 5 years ago, several times to discuss things that we didn't want
Bless you.
potential perpetrators to be aware of what our infrastructure was built on. Why are you asking for money to replace something? Once you tell them what you have, now they don't know the vulnerability. So I would also be unaware of what we can or can't say, specifically as we try to do some of these upgrades. Now the so-called perpetrators are aware of what our system is built upon.
All right.
So thank you for bringing that
Mayor.
up.
Thank you. I'll call for a motion to adjourn.
So, second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Please make sure you turn off your mics. Thank you.